Perplexity. I'm a buyer looking to purchase a home in the next 3 to 6 months in the metro Atlanta real estate market. What do I need to know about the NAR settlement? Explain this to me in 3 bullet points in layman's terms. Let's see what it says. First off, I want to say I'm not a lawyer. I'm simply sharing what I'm experiencing already just in the past couple of days or past weekends since August 17th. All right, so first, compensation changes. The settlement eliminates the requirement for sellers to offer compensation to buyer brokers through the MLS, allowing more flexibility in negotiating commissions directly. In the state of Georgia, or at least where I have practiced my real estate for the past 13 going on 14 years, there was never a requirement on the seller to pay the commissions. It was just simply a negotiation. I guess let's go back to basics here. No longer will you log into the listing service and it says, buyer agent shall receive X number of commission points from the seller. All right. So that is the main thing, is that we as agents don't know on the front end that the seller's willing to pay a commission. So we either get it negotiated that the buyer is going to pay us, or B, we get an agreement with the seller up front that they're going to compensate us for, bringing them the buyer, meaning paying us some kind of a finder's fee per se, which is essentially what a buyer's agent's commission is. Really. Transparency and agreements. Realtors must now enter into a written agreement with buyers before property tours versus on the back end after we've already started looking at properties, ensuring clear communication about fees and services. I think this is actually a really good thing. The reason I say that is because I can't tell you how many days and hours and countless amount of time I spent with buyers who either weren't even serious about buying a home in the first place, or they were just fantasizing about the idea of being a homeowner, which is great. We all have dreams and goals. More power to you. I got a family. I got stuff to do. So if you're serious about buying, let's make it happen. Let me represent you properly with the agreement that you're going to pay me the same way you would pay an attorney to represent you. The same way that if you were getting surgery, you would go and pay a surgeon, or your insurance would pay a surgeon to do a great job. This is obviously not surgery, but in a way it's kind of financial surgery, right? I mean, you're buying one of the larger investments, if not largest investment that you'll ever buy. I would just say this is a good thing for agents and buyers, because now you know exactly who's working for you, exactly what the expectation is, and it's clear on the front end versus you having to, as a buyer, just kind of call Zillow or call Realtor.com and hope that you align yourself with someone who actually knows what they're doing. In the state of Georgia, there's thousands, 50,000 agents in the market that are licensed to sell a house to you. Now, would you just go pick any random agent to represent you and buy a house from? No. You want to find the best representation on the front end, which is exactly what we can provide for you. So if you need a great agent, please call me or my wife, Maliana, and we'll make sure to take care of you. Market impact. These changes could lead to lower transaction costs, potentially reducing overall home buying and selling expenses. Probably not so much for the buyer. What's really going to drive real estate is supply and demand. How many homes are available? How many people do we have seeking these homes? And how quickly is that amount of inventory being absorbed? Buyers have effectively been paying it all along. And by that, I just mean it's been bundled into the sales price. When the seller looks at, what am I going to sell my home for? They're looking at commissions, prorations, mortgage payments, any kind of past due things that they have to pay for. The sales price minus all of those things together. And that's their actual net number. Now, you may be asking, okay, well, if the seller's not having to pay the buyer's agent, wouldn't that mean the home prices are going to go down? And I would say probably not. Those are not really the driving factors on why a home would sell for more. It's really, once again, goes back to supply and demand. Two different scenarios will kind of control how those commissions are paid from my perspective. Meaning, if it is a seller's market where the seller has more of the power in the negotiation because there's multiple offers and buyers trying to buy the same house, most likely they're going to get offers from people who not only give them a good sales price and closing costs and all the terms in between, but also say, hey, by the way, we're going to actually pay our agent. You're not going to have to pay the agent. Therefore, the net value of that offer goes up. Now, on the other hand, a buyer's market, which I hate to say, we're kind of in a buyer's market right now, depending on the micro market you're in. The buyer has more control over the negotiation process because the house has been sitting for 60 days and the seller, if they're motivated, really wants to move the house. So the likelihood they're going to be willing to pay a commission to the buyer's agent when the buyer's agent asks for that, they're going to be more likely to pay it because, at the end of the day, once again, they're just looking at their net number. They're not looking at, do I or do I not have to pay a commission? Some people, yes, are going to get hung up on that fact. And, to each his own. For the people who value representation and the people who see and understand why you would choose someone and be specific around who you choose to help you with something like this, I think they'll understand. I think they'll ultimately pay it, and sellers will, in some cases, pay it because they still will be motivated to sell their home. I'm not perfect at this, but I do try. And if you have additional questions, which you probably will, please call me directly. All my information is attached below. And if you like the content that we're providing and our perspective on real estate and you want to work with us, even better, we would love to work with you too. We don't know you, but we'd love to get to know you, and we'd love to help you however we can. And we do that from a place of genuine commitment to being the best that we can be for the people that we're agreeing to work for. Have a great day. I look forward to talking to you soon. And that's all for now.